An important policy message from Governor Mike Huckabee.
My plan to secure the border? 2 words. Chuck Norris.
Mike Huckabee's a lifelong hunter who'll protect our Second Amendment rights.
There's no chin behind Chuck Norris's beard, only another fist.
Mike Huckabee wants to put the IRS out of business.
When Chuck Norris does a push-up, he isn't lifting himself up. He's pushing the earth down.
Mike's a principled, authentic conservative.
Chuck Norris doesn't endorse. He tells America how it's going to be.
I might got to smoke your little cigarette, turn on a little TV or whatever, your little coffee, you know, your little bowl of bran cereal, read your little New York Times or whatever you do. It's the land of the free. Gift with purchase, buy one, get one free. Education with the service, they say it's free will. More like indentured service, whether folding clothes, answer phones, or stuff flipping burgers. They say it's free speech, more like talk is cheap. Propaganda central got us afraid to walk these streets. Deprivation is the link between the mind and the soul. I'll deal with that train of thoughts when I come to the crossroads.
Yo, it's concepts like that used to rob my brain, till a cockroach told me to stop playing guessing games. But I never listened, not even to peers. That's why most of your advice would probably fall on deaf ears. And excuse me, I forgot my pen that I used to jot down meaningful suggestions and expressions of good faith. It's no wonder we run for president.
Shit, we're the human race.
Past the finish line, strut the same pace. History books come equipped with erasers. Channel 12 frontline voice pages. Mad libs filling up blanks and point fingers in anger. Riddled by taxpayers, small print school budget cuts for airplane hangars. The extension of the Army Ranger. M16 shake hands with strangers. I pledge allegiance to the American Star Spangled Simulator. Pseudo replicator, common folk ball breaker.
Yo, it's a fact, since the 50s price of life has decreased. It's been adjusted for inflation and the trust of the thieves. You'll never understand the burden that's borne by poor people, too poor to afford meals, who beg, borrow, and steal. Let down because they're standing in this land of milk and honey, where there seems to be plenty, nobody's sharing on the money. It's sad, our country once founded on rebellion, now based in basic cable and reality television, embellishing facts, placing plastic wrap, now we're selling them back, and that's enough to make a terrorist attack. We hold a meeting of our allies and nobody's showing up. Today we fund a revolution, tomorrow we blow them up. And you wonder why the price on gas keeps going up. We manufacture SUVs and we depend on the stuff. And now when Congress is in session, they dispose of the tax. That's like grown cats with no raps opposing phone taps. It's the land of the free. Gift with purchase, buy one, get one free. Education with the service, they say it's free will. More like indentured service, whether folding clothes, answer phones, or stuff flipping burgers. They say it's free speech, more like talk is cheap. Propaganda central got us afraid to walk these streets. Deprivation is the link between the mind and the soul. I'll deal with that train of thoughts when I come to the crossroads.
Rule the world, the universe? To make you can't even rule us. All of God's children can live, or to go into the dark. We must either love each other,
That's my form
or
of
we
government.
must die.
Disobedience,
For President Johnson on November 3rd.
frustration,
The
lies,
stakes are too high for you to stay home.
death. You'll have to admit that all these things and more now rule the earth.